The alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Looking for a pair of shoes? leadeship Stores has a wide range of selection for unisex footwear. We have the best quality of all brands at pocket-friendly prices and we make deliveries countrywide. Just place your order or reach us on 0772 08 0090. You can also check up at leadeship Stores on all our social media platforms. leadeship, craft your own footprints. Are you craving for that special meal that will entice your taste buds and leave you with lasting thrilling memories? Look no further. Spice Island Bulenga has got your answer. Natural, fresh and delicious juice, the best meals. Don't miss our daily specials from Monday to Sunday. Pizza Wednesday, Saturday Pizza Bonanza, you buy one and take two. Come dine with us and feel the experience. We are located at Prime Shopping Center in Bulenga, Mitiana Road. For inquiries, call us on 0704111720. Spice Island, we treat your cravings.
The alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Wasuzetago munange akedde naffe olunaku olwaleero lunaku lwakusatu ennaku z'omwezi 15 omwezi tuli mu gwa February omwaka 2023 mbabuuzaako yonna gye musinzidde okubanga mutulaba abatulabira mu ggwanga Uganda n'ebitundu by'eggwanga eby'enjawulo mwebale nnyo mwebale ddala kyemukola kyamaanyi nnyo omulimu gw'omukola gwa ttendo tusiima era munnange tusiima bwongerwa mwebale nnyo kubanga mutambudde nga naffe okutuukira ddala ate olunaku olwaleero. Nze omumbejja luwedde Lilian era nga ngenda kubanga mbatuusaako updates oba ebimu ku ebyo ebyakoze amawulire mu bitundu by'eggwanga eby'enjawulo n'emitala w'amayanja era gwe gy'otasobodde kubeera ogenda kubanga ebimu ku ebyo obiwulira ate mu updates zaffe ez'olunaku olwaleero. Eddakiika ziri 6 zazakayita ku ssaawa 2 ez'amakya g'olunaku olwaleero tugenda kuba tutambula ddala okutuukira ddala ku ssaawa 4 ez'akalasamayaze nga twogera ate ku nsonga ez'enjawulo. Tugenda kuba twegattibwako omukulu Mahoth Rong Chieng era ng'ono ye mukulembeze kati omulonde owa South Sudanese Union yagenda kubanga twegattako onono twambulinako sabiti ntono nnyo emabega munnange yali yeesimbyewo ku kifo kino era nga yasobola okubeera nga awangula. So munnange olunaku olwaleero agenda kuddamu atuyisizeemu ku manifesto ye ebiki byagenda okuba nga atandikirako essira agenda kusinga kuliteekawa biki ebyo byagenda okuba nga akolera ate aba students aba South Sudan abali muno mu Uganda. Tugenda kuba twogera ne ku nsonga z'obukulembeze enkulaakulana byonna ebigwa mu kkowa eryo so tuulakkalira ate osobole okubanga munnange owuliriza ensonga nga bwagenda okubanga azisengeka. Programu egenda kubeera mu Luzungu so that aba students basobola okubeera nga ate bategeera ensonga zagenda okubanga ayogerako naye nga ngenda kubanga mpitaayitamuko ku bimu ku ebyo ebiri mu updates akadde ate kandi bulungi ate ng'omugenyi waffe yamaze dda okubanga atwegattako. So ngenda kubanga mpitayitamuko kubemo kwebyo ebyakoze amawulire. Ngenda kubanga ntandika ne story y'omukyala Judith Nakintu. Ono nno atwamukyaza ku programu yaffe ya Diaspora Link. I think omwaka gwali gwa 2022 ng'atandika oba 2021 nga gwako. We twasobolera okubanga tumukyaza. Ono nno Judith Nakintu, Company eya Nile Treasure Gate Limited munnange bamutwala Saudi Arabia okubanga akuba ekyeyo, naye nga amawulire agava esayidi eyo egalaga nti munnange ono nno yaggyibwamu ensigo, era nga abatandisi awamu n'abakozi ba company eno eya Nile Treasure Gate Limited munnange basimbibwa mu mbuga z'amateeka, era nga bano babadde mu kkomera Eruzira gye bamaze akabanga. Naye kakati olunaku olw'eggulo omulamuzi Susan Okalani munnange yabawadde bail okubanga ate munnange bagenda kuwoza nga bava wabweru, era nga yo munnange kooti ewozesa emisango egya Nagomole Kololo munne yabakkiriza okubanga beeyimirirwa, era nga bano buli omu yasasudde obukadde 5 mu mpeke, so nga ate bo ababeeyimiridde bakusasula obukadde 10 ezitali za buliwo. Wabula munnange kooti newankubadde olunaku olw'eggulo yabakkiriza okubanga beeyimirirwa, bano nno tebasobodde kubanga bateebwa olunaku olw'eggulo, wabula nga bagenda kuteebwa olunaku olwaleero olw'ensonga nti babadde balina okubanga babajjako ebinkumu awamu n'okubakuba ebifaananyi okukakasa nti munnange tebasobola kubanga babula mu kaseera nga beetaagibwa oba mu kaseera nga balina okuddayo mu kooti. Ago nno ge mawulire agava esayidi eyo. Bano nno munnange abatandisi n'abakozi aba kampuni eya Nile Treasure Gate Limited munnaye be baali batwala omukyala Judith Nakintu. Ono nno awuliriza ddala egy'obukulu 38, so yali yatwalibwa e Saudi Arabia okubanga ate akola, naye munnange amawulire agavaayo galaga nti ono nno yaggyibwamu ensigo era n'atwalibwa n'akeberebwa, nekikakasibwa nga ddala kituufu ensigo ye yaggyibwamu, era nga munnange abakozi awamu n'abatandisa aba kampuni eno yamutwala e Saudi Arabia okubanga akola, munnange ne bagombebwamu obwala, era bano ne basimbibwa mu kooti mu maaso g'omulamuzi yabasindika Eruzira era gye babadde, naye nga munnange olunaku olw'eggulo basobodde okubanga beeyimirirwa, era nga olunaku olwaleero bagenda okubanga bateebwa mu butongole oluvannyuma lw'okuba nti babaggyeko ebinkumu awamu ate n'okubakuba ebifaananyi okukakasa nti tebasobola ate kubula bwe banaabanga beetaagiddwa. Awo nno munnange nvuddewo era nga neeyongeddeyo olunaku olw'eggulo. Mumbejja Farida Bikobere yasobodde okubanga ayogera atwa updates, era nga Bimbi yayogeddeko munnaye yategeezezza nti abaana munnaye baperforminze bubi mu secondary. Bw'otunuulira UCE results ezaafuluma gye buvuddeko nga ziraga nti abaana amasomo ga sciences bagakoze bunnya, ate abasinze okugakola obubi be baana abali mu masomero aga government. Munnaye tulina UPE ne USE, so abaana abali mu masomero ga USE ba USE agano nno giga secondary Uganda Universal Secondary Education Universal Secondary Education noza embassy erabidde bulungi nnyo. Munnange bano nno tebasobodde kwanga baperforminga bulungi nnyo amasomo gano aga sciences, naye nga munnange bo abatunulize b'ensonga bavuddeyo ne bategeeza nti kino nno kyavuddeko kuba nti amasomero agamu gano aga government munnange tegalina laboratories oba tegalina labs zino munnange abaana be basobola okugenda okusomera amasomo gano aga practicals aga sciences, kubanga zo sciences munnange omuntu alina papers zibeera 3 mu subjects zino: physics, biology ne chemistry. So papers zino esatu kubako papers eza practicals. So amasomero agamu gano aganokoddwayo okuba nti tegalina laboratories abaana okusobola okuba nga baba bagenze mu ziraabu basobola okuba baba nga beetaaza okukola practicals nga balina laboratories. So nga ate ensonga endala eyanokoddwayo y'ensonga y'okuba nti n'amasomero gano agamu agalina laboratories ebikozesebwa tebiriimu bwo. Abamu ku mmwe mwejogera ku laboratories muzitegeera abaana bayasanga test tubes abaana abamu basinganga senior ones especially ebimu ku byasooka okusomebwa ye Bunsen burner so nga balina okulaga Bunsen burner bwebeera ekola etya. So ebimu ku ebyo munnange bye banokoddeyo nga ezimu ku nsonga ezaleetedde abaana okubanga bakola bubi amasomo ga sciences abaana bano okusingira ddala bali mu masomero aga government. So munnange era bano basabye abenjigiriza batunule mu nsonga eno era nga bagala ne gavumenti ebeeko kyekola okusobola okuba nti batuuka ku biruubirirwa byayo gye buvuddeko. Omukulembeze w'eggwanga yavaayo munnange n'ayogera ku nsonga y'amasomo gano aga sciences n'alaga nti ge galina okuba nga gasoosowazibwa munnange okuviira ddala eno wansi abaana nga basoma. So ekyo nno bwe yakikola bw'atyo n'ayongeza n'emisaala gy'abasomesa amasomo gano aga sciences. Naye ate bwe tulaba nga performance y'abaana tennaba kubanga ekyuka nga ne mu bigezo bye twakawunze ebigezo ebyakafulumizibwa ebya UCE munnange olaba omutindo gw'abaana abayise amasomo gano aga sciences oba ennamba y'abaana eyayise amasomo ga sciences munnange ekyali wansi ddala. So bwe tusabira bekikwatako babeeko ate kye bakola ku nsonga eno. Neeyongeddeyo bulungi nnyo mu ggwanga erya Turkey munnange sabbiiti ewedde amawulire agaavaayo gaali mawulire si malungi n'akamu oluvannyuma ate lwa musisi eyayita ono nno nga yayonoona ebintu bingi nnyo awamu ate n'abantu okufiirwa obulamu bwabwe. Kakati ne wano mu Uganda waliwo munnayuganda ate munnange amannya ge nga ye babiri era ng'ono nzaalwa y'Erwengo munnange ng'ono naye y'omu kubafiira mu musisi ono eyayita mu ggwanga erya Turkey era nga yo famire ye yavuddeyo ne basaba munnange gavumenti ebakwatizeeko okulaba nti bakomyawo omuntu waabwe. Ono nno ye Florence Babirye era nga abadde aweereza ddala emyaka egy'obukulu 31 era nga abadde mu ggwanga lino erya Turkey era nga musisi bwe yayita mu ggwanga erya Turkey ne Syria munnange yalekera ddala ennamba y'abantu bangi nnyo nga bafudde era kakati y'omu ku abo munnange abafiira mu musisi oyo eyayita. Wabula nga yo ministry evunaanyizibwa ku nsonga ez'ebweru mu ggwanga yavuddeyo netegeeza nga munnange bwe bakoze enteekateeka okulaba nga bakomyawo omulambo gwa Florence Babirye era nga munnange mulabo gugenda kubanga gukomezebwawo wano mu ggwanga erya Uganda asobole okubanga munnange aziikibwa. Ono nno bamusanze mu bifunfugu era nga munnange amawulire ago mawulire si malungi n'akamu okuba nti waliwo munnayuganda ate munnange eyafiiridde mu musisi ono eyayise mu ggwanga erya Turkey. Ngenda kubanga neeyongerayoko ago nno ge mawulire agava ate esayidi eyo. So ngenda kubanga neeyongerayo olw'ensonga nti akadde tekatuli bulungi ebimu ngenda kubanga mbiyitayitamu buyisi. Akulira oludda oluvuganya oba oluwabula Parliament ono nno nga ye Honorable Mathias Mpuuga aviira ddala mu kibiina ekya National Unity Platform yavudde n'alalika olupapula lwa Daily Monitor munnange nga bw'ayinza okulutwala mu kkooti olw'okumuwandiikako kalebule mu mawulire agafuluma nga 14 February omwaka 2023. Ono nno munnange vunaana Daily Monitor okubanga bamulebudde munnange nga bategeezezza nti yateeseganyizza ne gavumenti okulaba nga ababaka Alan Sewanyana awamu ne Muhammad Segirinya munnange bateebwa era nga munnange ono nno yayise mu bannamateeka be aba Lukwago and Company Advocates era nga munnange ayagala Monitor emwetondere Sena kindi munange bamuliyirire obukadde bweza kuno bibiri olw'okumuwononera erinnya. Munange agonno ate age mawulire agava esaidi eyo wabula nga ye lead counsel mu musango guno oba mu nsonga zino ez'ababaka ababiri kuli Honorable Alan Sewanyana owa Makindye West awamu n'omubaka Muhammad Segirinya. Munange ye yategeezezza nti ensonga zino zonna bino nno ebigambibwa nti wabaddewo enteeseganya ne gavumenti. Ye yategeezezza nti munnange ensonga ezo tazimanyiiko n'akamu. Ye ensonga z'amanyiiko nsonga z'amateeka zokka era nga okwenyigira mu nsonga zino zonna zigambibwa okuba nti wabaddewo okuteeseganya ne gavumenti ye munnange yabyesambazze era yagambye nti ye ensonga ezo zonna tazirimu. Ye ensonga ezikwatagana eziri wabweru wa kkooti munnange ensonga ezo tazirimu yadde n'akatono. Eddakiika ziri 19 zazakayitako ssaawa 2 ez'amakya g'olunaku olwaleero. Naatera okuba nga mpunze ka updates zaffe olw'ensonga nti omugenyi yamaze dda okuba nga atwegattako, so saagala nnyo ate ndwewo naye nga munnange ngenda kuba nga neeyongerayoko n'eggulire lino. Ababaka abatuula ku kakiiko aka paalamenti akavunaanyizibwa ku byenfuna by'eggwanga munnange baagobye abakungu okuva mu kitongole ekivunaanyizibwa ku byennyonyi mu Uganda ekya Uganda Civil Aviation Authority. Munnange era nga bano ekyabagobeza kwe kuba nti bagenze mu kakiiko nga tebeeteeseteese bulungi era nga bano babadde bagenza okunnyonnyola ababaka mu kakiiko kano we batuuse mu kukozesa loan ey'obukadde obubiri munnange eza $, ezatuweebwa okugaziya ekisaawe ky'ennyonyi Entebbe. Era nga munnange kigambibwa nti bano bye babadde boogera babadde babyogerera mu percentage era nga bano mbo babadde babuzaabuza ababaka era nga munnange kigambibwa nti n'ennamba ze bawadde babadde tebazeekakasa oba n'emiwendo gye bawadde babadde ate tebagyekakasa. So bano munnange ne bafuumuulwa mu kakiiko kano aka paalamenti era nga kavunaanyizibwa ku byenfuna eby'eggwanga. Olunaku olw'eggulu nalabyeko ababaka nga beecwacwana munnange nga bagamba bino bye mwogera mulimu kutubuzaabuza bubuzaabuze ennamba ebintu mubyogerera mu percentage mu kifo ky'okubyogerera ate mu mpeke nga bwe kirina okuba nga kibeera. So ago ge mawulire agavudde ate esayidi eyo. Kakati ngenda kubanga neeyongera UN Human Rights munnange bategeezezza nti bo bakyayagala okuba nga baoperatingira mu ggwanga lino erya Uganda. Kinajjukirwa gye buvuddeko awo Ministry yavaayo ne bawandiikira munnange nga babagamba nti mandeeti yaabwe munnange awo nno weekomye, tebagenda kubanga baddamu okubanga baoperatingira mu ggwanga lino erya Uganda. Naye ng'ate bo munnange bategeezezza nti bakyayagala nnyo okubanga baoperatingira ate mu ggwanga lino lyennyini erya Uganda. Era nga deputy country representative ono owa Office of the High Commission of Human Rights wano mu Uganda, Miss Grace Pelly munnange yabadde asisinkanyeemu ne abakakiiko k'eddembe ly'obuntu era nga ne bali presentingiddwa omukulu Crispin Kaheru awamu ne ISO director munnange workshop emu egenda okuba nga emalira ddala ate ennaku 42. Munnange ensonga zino zikyagendera ddala mu maaso, so tujja kuba tubawa updates byonna ebinaabeera ate bivuddeyo. Era nga munnange workshop eno bagenda kubanga boogera ku nsonga ez'enjawulo butebe basobola okubanga bakolera wamu n'okutema empenda ku nsonga ate ez'enjawulo ezikwatagana ku ddembe ly'obuntu n'ebirala ate ebirala bingi nnyo. So lino eggulire ngenda kuba ndijabuddemu olw'ensonga nti akadde munnange tekansobozesa kubanga neeyongerayo. So ngenda kubanga nga nsala ate eddiiro ngendeko emitala w'amayanja yo Syria ne Turkey munnange olw'amusisi eyayita ennamba y'abantu ate yeeyongeredde ddala. Kigambibwa nti abantu abasobera ddala mu mitwalo 37 munnange be bakakakasibwa okuba nti bafiiridde mu muyaga guno ogwayita sabbiiti ewedde, era nga munnange ennamba kigambibwa nti ekyagenda maaso n'okweyongera olw'ensonga nti bakyakebera wansi mu bifunfugu okubanga eriyo abantu abakyali oba abakyawagamidde wansi eyo. Musisi ono yayita sabbiiti ewedde era nga munnange abantu bangi nnyo abafiirwa obulamu, so nga ate waliwo n'abo abasobola okuba nga bataasibwa era nga n'ebintu bingi nnyo munnange ebyayonoonebwa. Ngenda kuba nga ate neeyongerayoko mu ggwanga erya South Africa munnange enkuba empitirivu eyafudde emba gye buvuddeko munnange yalekanga provinces zaayo 7 ku zo munnange embeera si nnungi nga ensonga y'amataba mu ggwanga eryo erya South Africa munnange enkuba yatonnya gye buvuddeko nga mu provinces zino ezasinga ate okukosebwa mulimu Gauteng, Limpopo ate ne Mpumalanga provinces zino munnange n'endala nnyingi nnyo munnange amataba ate munnange tegabayisizza bulungi n'akamu. So ngenda kubanga neeyongerayoko mu kumuliraano wano mu ggwanga erya Tanzania munnange aba ministry ey'ebyenjigiriza bavuddeyo ate ne babaako obutabo bumu bwe bawera olw'ensonga nga bagamba nti obutabo buno munnange bulimu ebintu ebimu bye batagoberera mu cultures zaabwe. Kigambibwa nti obutabo buno ate mulimu kigambibwa nti obutabo buno bwadvocating LGBTQ rights era nga munnange mu ggwanga lino erya Tanzania munnange ebyo nno tebikkirizibwa, biba against ate cultures zaabwe. So ago nno ge mawulire ate agava esaidi eyo nga yiseeyiseemu agasinga nga jabudde olw'ensonga yakadde nti omugenyi waffe amaze dda okubanga atwegattako. So saagala nnyo ate ndwewo munnange ate mu lwise olw'ensonga nti ensonga zagenda okwogerako nsonga nkulu nnyo zosaanya okubanga ate oteekako amatuugo oba owaayo amatuugo okuziwuliriza ate munnange bw'anaazinyonnyola bw'anaazirambulula ebyo byonna agenda kubanga abikola. So tugenda kuba tuwumulamu katono nnyo bwe tukomawo Mighty Drive egenda kubanga egenda maaso. Amawulire mangi nnyo gesobodde kubanga ate nkoonako naye ng'olwakadde angenda kubanga ate nkomako wano. Nze omumejja luwedde Lilian, tuwumulamu katono nnyo. The Mighty Drive ekyagenda maaso. Good morning.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Looking for a pair of shoes? leadeship stores has a wide range of selection for unisex footwear. We have the best quality of all brands at pocket-friendly prices, and we make deliveries countrywide. Just place your order or reach us on 0772 08 0090. You can also check up at leadeship stores on all our social media platforms. Leadeship, craft your own footprints.
Fellow citizens, following the sequence of events, Uganda seems to be at political crossroads.
I'm not a servant of anybody.
Madam, I know the law.
As such, Alternative Digital brings you the Interface Show with retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besuje.
Let's keep on the same page on Alternative
Digitalk.
as he gives you the alternatives on the transition question, rule of law, human rights and freedom, youth inclusion in governance, economic stagnation, as he confirms.
I'll be always here, Saturday from 10 a.m. in the morning. Be there.
Don't miss the live discussion on the Alternative Uganda, Digitalk TV Facebook pages, and the Alternative Uganda YouTube channel.
Are you craving for that special meal that will entice your taste buds and leave you with lasting thrilling memories? Look no further. Spice Island Bulenga has got your answer. Natural, fresh and delicious juice, the best meals. Don't miss our daily specials from Monday to Sunday. Pizza Wednesday, Saturday Pizza Bonanza, you buy one and take two. Come dine with us and feel the experience. We are located at Prime Shopping Center in Bulenga, Mitiana Road. For inquiries, call us on 0704111720. Spice Island, we treat your cravings.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Digitalk. I am Princess Luwete Lillian, and in the studios today I've already been joined by Princess Farida Bikobere and then our guest of the day, Mr. Mahoth Rong Chieng. I believe I've pronounced it well. So here we're going to be talking about a lot things to do with South Sudanese Students Union, things to do with leadership, development and all that. He's going to be telling us how the process of elections was. Remember we had him here, he's contesting, so he's now an elected president of the South Sudanese Students Union in Uganda. So we're going to be talking about a lot, but before that, Miss Farida, the princess herself, Farida Bikobere, is going to be introducing herself and then giving us the quote of the day. After that, we're going to be diving into the discussion of the day. But you can be part of the discussion and by commenting on our Facebook page, that is the Alternative Uganda or Digitalk TV. Just drop in your comments. We'll be reading them before we come to the end of the show. Yeah, so Miss Farida, take it on.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
How was your Valentine?
I was here. We are here together. We were
Lillian,
working.
I was with you up to 6:30 p.m.
Up to 7:30, Farida. Don't lie.
So something might have happened between
between
7:30 and now.
No, I was home, but I'm surprised people this morning are tired. Abantu balabe kuboda nga balina obukowu oba basuzeewo simanyi.
Valentine mood.
Indeed.
Very good morning, our viewers. I am Farida. I am the only princess of Bunyolo you will ever find in Uganda, being very proud. So I really want to welcome you to the Mighty Drive. I have a guest from the South Sudanese Students Union. We will be talking about what led to his success, what are some of his weaknesses, what is he banking on as his strength in his tenure as the president of the union. So I really want to ask you to join into the discussion by commenting, giving in your suggestions, your ideas. I'll be reading some of those in our second hour. Our quote of the day, I haven't welcomed you from Valentine's, apart from Lydia. You guys welcome you from the Valentine's celebrations. We were all surprised differently. You might have been surprised in a good way, and those that were surprised in a different way. But in all, we were all surprised. So please take heart, those who were surprised in a negative way. You see those things happen. You are not the first person, so please take heart. Maybe the next Valentine will be the best that you will ever have on this planet Earth. So it is always important to leave the negative energy. It was a one-day celebration. You can't be carrying on all the energies that you got in that one day throughout the week. Drop them, move on. It is simply Valentine's. Our quote of the day is, don't take rest after your first don't take rest after your first victory, because if you fail in the second, more lips are waiting to say your first victory was just luck. Don't take rest after your first victory, because when you fail in the second one, more lips are waiting to say it was just luck. Your first victory was just luck. And that is the mistake that most of us do. Or the mistake that most of us are doing. When you win in your first accomplishment or your first task, you think you are now a winner. Now you start to slow down. Even the energy, the attitude slows down. That will make you fail in the second task. And people are waiting to say, there are a lot of people that are waiting you to fail. That they are holding their breath to see you fail. Now when you fail in the second one, they will say, we knew the first one was luck. He wouldn't have made it. He wouldn't have made it. So it is very important when you use your energies in this first task to win, double your energies in the second one, because a lot of people are waiting you to fail. Please let them shock. Don't fail, win. You see how you're going to win is you're going to double the effort, double everything that you used to win the first one, so you win the second one. I really want to welcome our guest of the day to say hi, and then our discussion will begin from there. He's going to tell us how his Valentine was. If maybe he had a Valentine Day, how was the day, and his perception about Valentine's Day. Very good morning. You're welcome to the Mic Drive once again.
Good morning. Good morning. Once again, thank you so much for having me for the second time. That really means a lot. And good morning to all our viewers who tune in from different places around the country or even beyond. Straight to the issue of Valentine. Let me be somehow controversial here, but I don't celebrate Valentine.
Oh.
Yeah. Reason being, I don't like the way this thing is hyped, because it is. I think to me as a person, it comes in a form of neo-colonialism, because in African context and in African perspective, we have a lot of young men
that have died for love,
because of love, but here we are not celebrating them
in the same manner as Romeo and Juliet.
It might not necessarily be the same manner, but they die because of love, right? In my own society, I have two prominent men who died because of love,
So
it's a known thing.
They decided to lose their lives because...
There is no single date that we dedicate to them for us to celebrate, their life and even their courage enough to die because of love.
Those men must have died because they lacked control of their emotions and one attacked the other and then they died. Now, those ones, we don't need to celebrate them.
You see, Princess, that is the kind of perception that I don't always encourage. Why do you think our own is dying because of, lack of control? Yet there is this particular man from the other side of the world, that is being coined as very special when it comes to this. So, I'm not saying, lovers should not have a day, to interact, share experiences, have some kind of reflection, and get to know on how they should move forward as far as their intimacy relationship is concerned.
But you're actually saying we should look for prominent people from Africa.
Yeah,
we add them on the list, so when we are celebrating Valentine's.
It should be an African driven kind of a day, okay? Not imposing on us by outsiders, right? Yeah, because if you go to even the villages of Uganda now, you may find, somebody may not know somebody called Valentine. But they are aware of what love is, right?
Yeah, true.
So are you telling us that this outside kind of force are the one telling us that love is supposed to be like this and like that?
No.
Really. Let's use this kind of platform, the Digitalk and the alternative Uganda, to tell our people that whatever thing that we must undertake must be African-driven kind of thing. That is only when we will take a very good value out of it.
So if it is Western, we distance ourselves.
Because look at how it is taken. It is too much expenditure, right? Yes.
Just being mean.
It is too much expenditure. Sometimes, it leads to fight. If you are to take credible study now, you will find that a lot of young ladies and a lot of young men, separated yesterday because of this particular thing called Valentine. Okay?
Those ones
If you
separated
don't
because
dress
of
in
lack of
red, if you
communication.
don't dress in red, you don't offer them flowers, you don't give them money. Look at how the whole thing is westernized.
But how can you fight to get either of those things? You have not afforded any cloth that is in red color or black. You can't afford the flowers. You can't afford money. You can't afford the message. What is your importance in life, really? But you shouldn't be dating. But anyway, the last time.
No, that is the problem. Let me answer that. That is the problem. How do we end up quantifying love? How do you end up quantifying love? Why do you equate love to materials?
So you don't give to your loved ones?
You should give, okay? You should give him there, right?
So simple give.
No, yes, you should give. But then if I don't, like I'm a student, if I'm not in a position to offer this banquet of things.
Yes, then
okay,
communicate.
You send a message.
Communicate.
You send that love message.
What I'm saying is, the Valentine, like I said earlier, should be used by young people, as a day to reflect on their love journey.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, study on what have gone wrong. How do you intend to move forward?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
It's not only about
about sharing gifts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. We got the last time we had Mr. Mahoth here. He was Mr. Now he's Mr. President.
The president himself.
You see how
the president elect.
Yeah, president. He's Mr. President. Whether elect or whatever, he's Mr. President. You see, now we cannot say Mr. Mahoth. We are going to be
President
referring
Mahoth.
to him as Mr. President. Mr. President. So you shouldn't be surprised when we call him Mr. President, because he's the president of the South Sudanese Union, so Students Union. So we are going to be looking at what those things that helped him to come up as the president, what he banked on, and whatsoever he promised last time. We really want to make sure he promises them this time, and we are going to bring him back after some time to really look into his journey to see whether what he promised he has fulfilled. That's what we do here. We look into our leaders and follow them to see whatsoever they're promising, they're fulfilling. It's what makes us the alternative. Mr. President, how was the election process?
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to register my profound thanks and gratitude to this house, because I'm very sure if it wasn't because of the kind of presentation I did here, I don't think I would get the kind of support I got from my fellow South Sudanese students here.
Wow, we are humbled.
This house here offered me a platform to sell my ideas, and indeed they were welcomed by majority of our South Sudanese students, which culminated into me being elected as their leader this year. That's something I cannot take for granted, and please, I encourage you to continue with that spirit, not only with me, but every young African or young Ugandans outside there who have dreams.
Yeah.
But they may think their dreams might not materialize. But if you offer them this kind of platform, they will have that hope in them. So thank you so much. And again, before I also answer on the things that transpired during the election and after the election, I also want to offer a very special message to my South Sudanese students that are graduating in Makerere University. Many of them are graduating. They graduated. Most are graduating today, even in the coming days ahead of us. To young South Sudanese, seeing my fellow South Sudanese students graduating from an intellectual hill like Makerere is something so promising. And I want to take this platform to register my congratulatory message to them and tell them that whatever knowledge that they have acquired from the hill should be used to practically serve our people, not just in theories. Notably among the people that are graduating today is my good friend called Nyankim Nial. This lady has fought so hard for her to be graduated today. And I want to take this platform to tell her, please, I'm happy for you, Kimi, and go and serve our people. Coming back to the election issues, and it was a tough thing. You know, election, even in African context, it's not an easy thing. Yeah, but we had challenges, of course, and we did had opportunities, and me being elected as the president by South Sudanese student in Uganda here, I don't take it as a victory at all, but rather a huge challenge, for me to deliver on what I think I should do at my capacity as a student leader here. So whatever challenge that we encounter during the election, it's just giving us, a stepping stone to work hard and achieve more. Not only in the election period, but even after the election, and even still after the leadership tenure itself. Yeah. Okay,
what are some of those factors that allowed you to emerge as the president-elect of the South Sudanese Students Union?
Yeah, I think, because I haven't asked the student asked why.
You think for us we shall believe?
I think the reason is maybe they have seen it me the kind of leadership that they've been yearning for some good time. I think. Two, the issues that I've laid down in my manifesto, I think they did convince them, and they believe these are things that our South Sudanese student leadership here should work on. If at all we need effective and productive student leadership that will deliver. Three, is the kind of campaign that I undertook. I approached my campaign strategies based on an ideas of inclusive leadership. I did not look at just within the vicinity of Kampala. I went ahead as places like Arua to also get a student from there. I did that not because maybe I want vote. Yes, I want vote, but I also want them to be part of the leadership. The fourth thing is they have seen the vision, because my three program, the big three program that I've done in my manifesto, to me, they are achievable, they are simple, realistic, and time bound. They can be achieved within the specific time frame. And I think that has given my South Sudanese students, that kind of belief, the confidence that this young man here, I think, has the program. He has the leverage to steer the union forward. And maybe is preparation. You see, I did not just wake up during the election time that I will come and contest. I've worked for this. I remember starting campaigning as early as October last year. So ideally, I think maybe they have seen the burning desire in me, to serve them this year. Because sometimes you may want to do something, but if you don't have that willpower within you, you don't have the burning desire, sometimes it may fail. And on top of that, I think even God has given me the opportunity
to be the leader of the union.
To be the leader of the union this year. So I believe those factors are what let me go through this election.
Okay, let me take you back a little bit. You talked about some of the challenges you faced during the election period.
Yeah.
What are those, and how did you maneuver through?
Yeah, sure. I think the first thing, if you can still remember in our first interview, I did lament on the expensiveness of the campaigns.
Yeah, you did.
How the whole union is being, commercialized. Imagine getting like around 16 students from Arua, transporting them, and you want to come here. Nobody is willing to bring them, but apart from
you, the candidate.
We the candidate, right? Number, that is the first challenge.
So
that
the candidate, each candidate transports his own 16 people.
Yes, all these are voters, okay?
Yes.
What you do, you tell them that like what I did. Please, you come and vote. They may not necessarily come and vote for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes this is a democracy, and one has their own.
How can you not fight for me? Yet I transported you.
I've transported you from Arua, and then you come here and you don't vote for me.
First of all, this is a secret kind of voting. I may go and pick somebody else.
After eating your money.
After eating your money, I'll come and tell I voted for you.
But that's
what
not
should.
being fair
but,
at all.
But the bottom line is we must have an inclusive kind of leadership where everyone will come and participate. Whether they vote for you or they vote for the other, that is democracy.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, true.
Yes, that is democracy. What I'm lamenting here on, is
the
like
commercialization of the whole process.
True. So that is the first thing. Two, I remember also here talking about leadership wrangles, the leadership fight.
Yeah.
The outgoing leadership, fought really within itself. And that really made us, not to have the election as soon as possible. I remember telling that we were supposed to have the election that we just conducted last year around November.
Yeah.
But because they had this kind of fight, we were delayed up to this time. And that itself has actually affected some of us, especially the candidates. Because there is a point now, candidates, will be categorized. Maybe they are pro this one, maybe they are pro president, there are those that are pro speaker.
Yeah.
And that has really also led, to some people not supporting us because they believe we are supported by somebody that they don't like. Okay. Yeah, that is also a challenge. Thirdly, which is on behalf of the Electoral Commission, they also lack the necessary fund to conduct, election.
Yeah.
They had to toil and moil, run up here and there to make sure at least they got penny. Can you imagine, even that same evening when we're going to have election tomorrow, the venue of that election was not yet cleared.
Oh my God.
My supporters, up to this time, we were not aware of the election venue. We were just informed after all that the election will take place at 1. We had no choice, okay? Yeah, but what let us maneuver through is, first of all, is dedication itself. We were very, very much committed that we must go through this. So we camped our supporters based on the residential areas.
Okay.
Like along Gaba Road here, we have got one place. It is around Kabalgala. We say all our supporters will be there. That side of Makrere as well, we still have. Then the other side of Nakawa, or Chambago, Moops, and those ends.
Yeah, that was a good strategy.
We also have a camp. We told our supporters to be there not until the election venue is communicated to us. That has also reduced our expenses in terms of transport. Because if one is to come alone, that will be too much.
Yeah, true.
But then you may get taxi for 20,000-30,000. Then you transport like around 40 people to election venue. That has helped us. So what has led us through is the commitment, perseverance, and dedication, and the love that we have for this union, which is what we have for our country, of course. Yeah.
Oh, wow. But now, this thing of transporting voters from different parts of the country to come and vote, don't you think it's costly?
It's actually costly. I remember telling you that election was postponed 2 times. Okay?
Yes.
We were supposed to have election around, it was around December.
Yeah. 2022.
I transported my voters from Arua, from Chiradong and Biale here, even from Luero here. That same evening, around 8, when our voters were already here, we were told the election will not be there.
After you have spent money.
That is after spending money.
For someone who doesn't have that amount of money.
Yes. Before I come to that, on second time also, we were supposed to have election around 29 January. Okay. Election was postponed in the election venue. After all, transporting all the voters from Arua. I remember you are not just transporting them. These students from Arua don't even have places here, so you must also accommodate them.
Yes. And feed them.
That is what I mean by accommodation, right?
So
it's a lot of people, were frustrated.
It's overwhelming.
We were overwhelmed. But of course, because we have a vision that we clearly see, there is no way we will be sidetracked by challenges. Of course, each and every time the election is postponed, our burning desire, keeps on increasing. That we must achieve this, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So don't you think something needs to be done? Because for someone who doesn't have that amount of money and then transporting people, and then after transporting them, then the elections are postponed. Now you said they were postponed twice.
Yes.
So if someone doesn't have that amount of money.
As you clearly put it, something must be done, not just needs to be done, something must be done. And it all starts with the leadership, okay? First of all, we must have a working and functional constitution that must be followed, irrespective of, whatever circumstance is there. And that starts with, the term of the leadership tenure. Like, for example, if the leadership tenure is supposed to be slapped on November, okay?
Yeah.
There is no need, there is no justification or whatsoever for one to exceed and go up to the other year, because that will affect, okay?
Yeah, true.
The second thing is still within the leadership. We must work very hard to minimize this kind of leadership wrangles that will keep the union hostage.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, true.
Because all what we went through was because some two men were fighting. The other one was saying, I have the power, the other saying, I have the power, and then the whole thing, kept hostage. So that must be done. And to me, the way I see it, it should start, from the rule of law, from the constitution that we have.
Yeah.
Must be respected the way it is.
Okay, did you ever think or propose of having an online election to cut all this expenditure?
Yeah. I think that is something that we also need to act on. The world is advancing. We are the students. Okay, if there is less effective, a less costly way of doing things, we need to go for that. We are students. Imagine this money that we are wasting on election. We can also use them also for other good purposes.
Yeah,
so I think that is something that we also need to work on. I think where I was a member of the electoral commission that conducted small election with some people. By then we did conduct an online election. It was so fair, transparent, and even credible because the records are there. Yeah, I think as we move forward, that's something that we also need to work on.
Okay, away from the challenges of the election process, what motivates your leadership? Like, everyone has that, something that drives them, that gives them the zeal. What is your motivation?
Yes. You see, I always, drive this from the work our grandfathers and grandmothers did for us to have a country. I always tell our people that if it wasn't because of the the kind of hard work our fathers put forth for us to have a country, it would be hard for us to have a country called South Sudan. I'm sure if you've been following things, our country, was birthed out of a lot of bloodshed because people fought for 21 years. Our fathers were in the bush, our mothers were in the bush for 21 years for us to have a country. Yeah. Now that we have the country, okay, much as our current leaders are not, are doing what is not, are not doing what is expected of them. But to me, I'm always, positive that they have done their part.
Yeah.
The rest now is on us.
Yeah, true.
The young generation.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, somebody like me, I've got the rare privilege of seeing, a university. In a well-equipped country like Uganda, I would say so. Because there are young people at the villages of South Sudan that are dreaming so hard for them to go to school, but they don't have such opportunities. Now that for us here, we have such kind of opportunities. Yes. What is it that we need to contribute for our country to move forward? It all starts from here. It all starts from now. What has been motivating me is that there is a need for us to come together as the young South Sudanese students. We sit down, we looked at such program that must be undertaken for our union to move forward and subsequently for our country to move forward. Yeah. Let's say if we are united here, that means us going back to the country, we'll be going back as one uniting body. And that will also send a signal to those that are home that are trying to divide our people based on tribe or based on ethnicities or based on kind of political differences. Yeah. So that is one thing that has been motivating me. Two, if you looked at the world around, most of these revolutions that are affecting change in the societies, whether it is social transformation, are being affected by young people.
That's true.
Right? So why do we want to waste, this kind of talent that we have? So I believe there's that need for us to also come together. We also share such talents. Yeah. Recently, in South Sudan, our basketball team did a very good job. That was because they have made use of, of the people who went outside the country.
Yeah.
For us, we also have that privilege. We also went outside the country. What have we learned from Uganda? Been here for like almost now to 6 years, going to be 6 years. What have I learned in that period? That small thing that I've learned, is there a way for me to translate it practically to serve our people?
Country, yeah.
Okay, so that is really what has been motivating me. Okay, it is the work we must embark on as young South Sudanese here in Uganda and subsequently back home.
Okay. Following your discussion of the works of our forefathers that you are emulating, there is a saying that that says a good leader must have a role model.
True.
What are some of your role models, or who is that role model and why?
Yeah, thank you. Like, I don't have no specific role models, these people here, but there are people within my circles that I always looked up to.
Yeah.
There's this one man called Gat Kotkas, the one, supporting me. I like how he does the things. This is a man that will always first put humanity first, and the country follows. Okay?
Wow.
Yes. I don't have this kind of sophisticated kind of leaders that have achieved very many. Yes, I like the work of Nelson Mandela. I also like the work of Barack Obama. Those kind of guys also do inspire. But this particular man here, it's not known to many, but I know it myself. Okay, if you looked at his background, how come up for him up to be also in a platform like African Union was actually a struggle. Yeah. So it's that one particular man that I also looked up to.
Okay, supposing someone offers you an opportunity for mentorship, what are those aspects of leadership would you want to be mentored in?
Thank you. If you could remember during our first interview here, one of the aspects that my leadership will embark on is student development. Within that student development, there are a lot of things. Okay, mentorship is one of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So first of all, there is need, especially myself, there is need, for capacity building. Yeah. Okay. I believe what I have is not even, making to something reasonable. There is need for my capacity to be built. Oh. So if there is somebody outside there, who are willing to mentor young leaders, I would be very glad if I can have access to that. Currently, I'm just, focusing on this online kind of things, YouTube things, to also teach myself. Yeah, but capacity building is very important, because within the capacity building, then other aspects come in. Your emotional resilience. Yeah. Okay, the hard work. How do you manage your kind of emotion? Because this is a space that attracts a lot of criticism sometimes. Okay, yes. If you are not emotionally matured, then you definitely go down.
Sure. To be a good leader, you should be emotionally mature, because a lot of criticism comes in.
This is a public. and one thing interesting about human beings is that they will leave the 1,000 good things of yourself.
Of the good things that you have.
Then they will look at that tiny things that is
that you didn't do right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is need for one to be emotionally matured for you to withstand such kind of pressures. And two, this is also a complicated kind of a space, given the diverse kind of views that everyone is having. Yeah. You need to have that tolerance to people's views, because the way I look at this table, the other person may look differently.
Exactly.
So if you are that person that if somebody is differing with you, then you start banning, then you don't even have a space in this 21st century. Yeah. So there's also a need for that aspect to be built.
Well, we still have Mr. President. We are going in for a short commercial break. When we come back, we will be going through some of your comments in the comment section, and we will be continuing with our discussion up 10 a.m. A very good morning.
alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Looking for a pair of shoes? leadeship stores has a wide range of selection for unisex footwear. We have the best quality of all brands at pocket-friendly prices, and we make deliveries countrywide. Just place your order or reach us on 0772 08 0090. You can also check up at leadeship stores on all our social media platforms. leadeship, craft your own footprints. Are you craving for that special meal that will entice your taste buds and leave you with lasting, thrilling memories? Look no further. Spice Island Bulenga has got your answer. Natural, fresh and delicious juice, the best meals. Don't miss our daily specials from Monday to Sunday. Pizza Wednesday, Saturday Pizza Bonanza, you buy one and take two. Come dine with us and feel the experience. We are located at Prime Shopping Center in Bulenga, Mitiana Road. For inquiries, call us on 0704 11 1720. Spice Island, we treat your cravings.
The alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Yeah, welcome back from that short commercial break. We're still watching the Mighty Drive, and I really want to encourage you young leaders to tune into this discussion, because yeah, he has a lot of good things that he's airing out that you will want to tap into. So it is very important to listen to your other leaders such that you learn a few things from them. I still have Mr. President. He is the president of the South Sudanese Students Union here in Uganda, and we're discussing some of the things that he would want or he would wish to do for his people of South Sudan, or for the students of South Sudan here in Uganda, and what some of the plans that he has in place to make sure those wishes come to pass. We want to go through some of your comments before I give Lillian an opportunity. Before we went to for a short commercial break, she had a question. I really don't want her to really forget the question she wanted to ask. Holy Saint, your son. Let me hope I pronounce your name properly. His Excellence Mahoth. That's a wonderful representation. Keep the struggle on behalf of your beloved brothers and sisters. You are the right man to acquire that seat. Your abilities, capacities, and qualities rectified. May God bless you. You see what I have been telling Mr. President here, what I want from his, or what I love from his audiences. They always have those sweet statements to tell him. No questions, no nothing. For them, Mr. Mahoth is the right person. He has nothing. Tainaka mogo muluganda whoever kamba. Lilian.
Mark Martin.
Yeah, Mark Martin.
Parabatiko Jr. I don't know whether I've pronounced it well. Wow, may Allah bless you for us, His Excellency President Mahoth Rong. They're only praising you.
This one's up.
Do you give them money?
Not at all. Not at all. If you see that kind of compliment, they are giving a good job. They are encouraging a fellow to move forward. Imagine if you start discouraging me earlier now. Yeah, I think they are doing a good job, and that is very recommendable among young people. Yeah. We should always encourage our own to move on. Yeah, I have challenges, of course. I'm a human being. There are things I don't know, okay? But they are positive. Right. They are focusing on what I can do best to bring out the best, to bring the best out of me, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow. So, have you been able to listen to your opponent's manifesto?
Yeah,
to
sure.
Pick something?
Yeah.
Oh, Wow.
Yeah.
What are some of those things that you're looking forward to you guys sharing and then working on ensuring that you serve both parties, the ones that are on your side and then the ones that are on the opponent side?
Yeah, true. Maybe before I answer that, according to our constitution, I'm not supposed to be the president now, but I'm the president-elect, not until I'm sworn in. Coming to that, you know, I share a lot with my competitor. There are things that we do share in common. And I did told him immediately, you know, after the election that my brother, we need to work together and we share some of these visions together. One thing I admire about him is, you know, is also how he did his campaign. There has never been insult. He did his campaign positively.
Yeah.
So those are things that we should always emulate as young people. Much as we have such small difference in terms of ideas, that shouldn't equate us not to being enemies. Okay, we just have such kind of differences. So there are things I did pick from his manifesto. That is actually, you know, summarizing his vision statement that for him he needs, you know, student leadership that impact lives and, you know, and South Sudanese communities. That is something very instrumental. Okay.
Yeah.
We much as this is a platform for one to gain experience, we should also use it also, you know, to impact life. As our yes, we are young, you know, led organization that may not have the necessary funding, you know, to cause big change. But I believe there are those young people, especially in the refugees camp, that we may use this leadership to impact their lives. Okay, like for instance, to me as an individual, I've been doing this for some time.
Yeah.
I especially on holidays, I always go to refugee camp to offer kind of you know, mentorship to students in A level and even in O level. I've been coaching them in subjects like physics and mathematics. Okay, now those students at the refugee camp, even for one, you know, to get things like past papers is hard.
Yeah.
But sometimes with my own small money, I buy for them the past papers from here. I go to the refugee camp. I go and revise with them.
Okay.
That will give them confidence, you know, to approach national exams, you know, with confidence. So I think that idea of him using the student leadership to impact lives of our students and that of our community is something that I admire, and it must be a part of my programming, leadership programming.
Okay, for some time now, we have been bragging, we as the youth, we are the majority, we make 78% of the population of Uganda here, so, and we have been complaining of being suffocated. We are not being given space to air out our views. As a young emerging leader, what do you think are those qualities that the young people are lacking that is stopping them from being given spaces or being allowed at tables that these big wings are sharing? What are some of those qualities that we are lacking as young people?
Yeah. With due respect, let me correct this word. We are not bragging. That's the reality, right? In South Sudan context, yes, in South Sudan context, according to our census around, that is our census conducted then, and our population, we are over 32% of the total population. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, so we are not bragging. That is the reality, and that's the fact.
You see, when
whoever is disputing that is just fighting.
No one is distributing it, but you are not using the reality to get some good thing out of it.
One, yes, there are, you know, a lot of inequalities, whether in our governance, in our politics, in how things are being done in our society. But then, always to me as a young person, I don't believe in blaming somebody else. Yes, the big people ahead of us. Especially in our country, the one we refer to as the liberators.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
Might not be willing to offer that spaces. But I think to us as young people, why should we wait for somebody else to grant us such spaces? We should go and grab them. Okay? How do we do that? Okay? It is what we have started it already in Uganda. Okay? Nobody, no politician is telling us that you're supposed to learn leadership skill here. But we found it out ourselves. We have seen it that it's quite reasonable for us to learn leadership skill as they are now.
Yeah.
Two, we are aware of the challenges that our country is facing. One of them is illiteracy rate.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
For me, I can teach. I don't need anyone to give me money. No, I don't need anyone. So long as I think this needs to be done, I will go to my village. Immediately after my A-level in 2019, I went to South Sudan. Some of the students that I taught in senior for South Sudan system are now at Cavendish University in Uganda here.
Wow.
So I was not paid by any government official.
Yeah.
I felt it is necessary for me to do that because it is part of my contribution to the nation. Like the one we refer to as liberators now also did their part. One had to pick his gun or a gun to go and fight, you know,
And fight.
the oppressors then.
Yeah.
Okay? So, yes, we have a duty to hide the current institutions, the current, you know, the big people ahead of us, to offer spaces to young people to participate in the affairs that are affecting the country. Okay?
Yes.
There is need for that. But in case they don't, like they have been so hesitant to do that, I also encourage my young people to see ways on how they can, you know, arrive to such spaces. Like we have young emerging leaders, young, you know, politicians. They were not given such chances by the whole one to go in such spaces. One thing we should know that is that, you know, our skill is also intimidating, you know, the old ones. Okay? You know, for them, they want to remain relevant. And the only way for them to remain relevant is to keep us away.
Oh, yeah.
Keep us away of the game, right?
Yes.
Yes. But then that I don't think that will work, you know, whether they like it or not. There is a way for us to be part.
Because time is not
yes,
on their
not only time. Just look at the way technology is being designed. It favors the young, of course, right?
Yeah.
Look at this studio that you guys have set up. Okay, so those are the kind of innovation that we as young people must embark on. Okay, because most of the challenges that we face, that the world is facing today, or let's break it down to African kind of context.
Yeah.
They need innovative kind of solution that embraces technology, of course. So I always refer to them as a nyanyi skill, the whole ones. Okay. So it's very hard for one of them to have such kind of skill. So we should make good use of that. The inequalities are there. There might be few that are willing to, you know, breach that kind of inequalities.
Yeah.
But in case they fail, you take the necessary opportunities and you impose yourself.
Do you agree that we've not utilized the platforms that have been given to us as the youth?
Yes, we have not. We have not utilized. I strongly agree. And that's why, to me as a person, I want to use our South Sudanese student leadership, you know, as a platform to advocate, you know, for things that are not being done well in our country.
Okay.
Yes, I always say we don't need to be negative. We don't need to insult somebody.
Yeah.
We don't need violence. We don't need to fight. But then let's use the power within us, whether it is social media, whether it is the other side of technology,
Yes.
whether it is our energy as young people. Because as I'm here now, I have the energy, you know, to walk some good distance. I don't even need a car sometimes. I have the energy, you know, to work, you know, for myself. So those are the few things we should do. The young people have not effectively utilized the chances, the opportunities that are within them. Yes. So I think it is a high time also for us to utilize that kind of opportunities. Because even like I said, most of the revolution in the world, if you take note of the Arab Springs, it also take note of what is happening in the Western African countries. You see, there is somehow, somewhere, young people are centered of such kind of revolutions. So, and it is through the power of social media, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the whole of that kind. Okay, because we are in an information age kind of generation. So, we need to make good use of such kind of platforms.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Go past this, okay.
Right now, the youths who are involved in politics, some of them do politics of blackmail, malice, and all that. What's that message that you could give to them?
That is very true, and it is very unfortunate. Even in this small thing, like student politics, people will want to use the negative side of the game. That is intimidation, blackmailing, as you correctly put it. So that is so bad, and that is what always questions, you know, our potential as young people. Okay, because why would you want to thrive just because, you know, you have blackmailed somebody? Okay, That's why even in my own principle, I believe negativity is not the way forward. Even if the government is not doing well, you don't need to fight them. You don't need to go for violence. You don't even need to insult them. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, use your voice to table or to air out what needs to be done, what went wrong, and you offer the possible recommendation. Yeah, yeah. So I also want to encourage our young people, our students, not to use this kind of negative things for one to go forward. It is not sustainable. You may win today just because you blackmail somebody, but trust me, you will not win the following day.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, it will not be a sustainable kind of game.
Okay, as I really wanted to take you to now the union. We're going back to the union. What are some of your goals as someone who has just assumed office? Like, yeah, we know you haven't been sworn in, but we are sure the office is in your hands. So what are those goals and what are your plans to make sure you achieve them?
Yeah, thank you. My goals are clearly stipulated in what I call my manifesto. And such kind of program must be achieved within 1 year leadership tenure. So I already have, the frame of the matrix to be followed for such kind of programs to be achieved.
Okay.
Because sometimes you may talk of, I will do this, I will do this. But then if you don't have, action plans on how you will achieve such kind of things, it will also be hard. Okay. One of my goals this year is that a good number of our students fraternity must achieve, must have external kind of trainings apart from what they get at school. That's what I refer to as student development.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I looked at the following. I looked at the East African community integration.
Okay.
By the time our leadership is done, I want a good number of students to be fully aware of what it means for East African regional integration. Because as a country, we are part of this. And we will only benefit from such kind of integration if only our own are aware of such kind of privilege and opportunities. I also looked at this as a perspective of African Union Agenda 2033. I look forward. I have a personal connection. I look forward for this kind of institutions such as African Union to offer our South Sudanese students training. We are young. We are just young country, young nation that for the continent to bring the best out of us, we need to be trained. We need to be capacity to build. So that's one thing. It's still within that line. Skills such as communication skills, such as entrepreneurship, like a lot of skills. I need my leadership, to develop our students.
Yeah.
Second, we have many of our students that are lacking financial, backup, either for one to get school fees or even accommodations.
Yeah.
I want my leadership, to be, a base to support those struggling South Sudanese students that are not willing maybe to clear their graduations, maybe to do their exam because they are lacking fees, and you to see other related schools requirement. Okay.
Yeah.
And still within that, because I refer to all of that program as student service.
Yeah.
Within that student service also, we looked at those that are in the refugee camp. We will be giving them kind of small support. It might be a bar of soap. It means a lot to a young lady, right?
It does, yeah.
Yeah. And another goal is that we must achieve excellence in our different academic fields. We must achieve that. So we will have indicators.
Yeah.
Okay, that will tell us are we achieving this or we are not achieving. Because sometimes we don't have the benchmark. You may say I'm going toward something, but maybe you are not following what's supposed to be.
Okay, that is going to lead us to our next question. Like, what do you plan to do in your first 100 days in office?
The first thing, as soon as I'm being sworn in, is to work on the Constitution, because that is the legal framework that will guide us.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to use my own kind of thinking, because it might not help. Okay.
Yeah, true.
The first thing that I'll work on, if you swear me in today, more of what I've worked on is the Constitution. It must be rectified with terms of leadership clearly defined. Okay?
Yeah.
The next thing, of course, with our finance department, is for us also to have bank account. This 21st century. How safe is it for the whole union money to be kept in my pocket?
a union for
Not
the
even
past
separate.
10, how many years has it been
Remember,
in
it's
existence?
small thing like Valentine do offers financial pressure. What if I offer the whole union money to my girlfriend?
So for the years it has existed, it has no account.
It has not been. So
So the
we're
treasurer
very
has been
unfortunate.
taking the project.
Yeah, and that's why there are a lot of irregularities.
The
as
money
far
to
as
its
our
own.
financial
Take like
management is concerned.
1% of the money that has been given.
Okay,
To you.
that is those are my first thing, and of course the first thing that we'll also work on now is also fund mobilization, because sometimes if you may have these programs, but if you don't have the necessary fund to facilitate them, they will not go through. Okay,
Yeah, true.
then because I'm optimistic, we will be able to get the funding.
Yeah.
After that, the first thing that we will embark on now is, of course, the student development. Of course, with the capacity, with financial capacity, if we have that capability, we may undertake them. We may undertake them as to go.
Yeah.
As you train, as some people are going for training, you may not fail to also give 100,000 Uganda shilling for somebody to go and attend end of semester exam in Kampala University.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So that is how our
You'll balance.
yes, our balance the whole program, the whole thing.
Okay.
Have you considered or have you looked at the fact of the term that you guys have?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a one-term thing, and
Yes.
then the period of time is 1 year, and then during that period of time, you might not be able to finish each and everything that you have in your manifesto.
Yeah, right.
So have you looked at, what have you considered extending the term limit?
I don't think there is need for one to extend a term limit just because you want to achieve things that you have not achieved. One thing of a successful and effective leadership is also you must lay down concrete program that your successor must pick up from there.
Yeah. True.
Okay, I have a lot of programs within me. To be honest, I may not achieve them within 1 year thing. I don't need to extend my term just for me to achieve them.
Is there a possibility for someone to stand again?
There is no possibility.
Oh.
There is no possibility.
It's a one-time thing.
Yes, the only possibility is for one, to
pay.
this thing of delaying, like it has happened last year. So which is not a good thing to do.
Delay the election,
Yeah.
and
which is not a good thing. I don't think I'll do that. You see,
Is that done by the president or by...
Yeah, because they fought among themselves. Maybe it was a trick for them to also move on. Yeah, because up to now they're still the leaders, managing the union. You see, even my own, you look at my own year, it has been wasted. I still have just some few months for me to embark on my program.
yeah.
So, to me, even as a person, I don't find it interesting going up to the other year.
So when is your swearing in?
It's not yet communicated, but hopefully it might be the end of this month, or maybe possibly the beginning of March.
So have you been able to listen to the former leaders or the former presidents of this union
Yeah.
to guide you on the journey?
Yeah, and nobody has the monopoly of wisdom as far as this leadership is concerned. We do consult where possible. People will give you advices, but then it depends on you what kind of advice do you want to pick. Because they may tell you that you do this and you do that, which might not necessarily be in the interest of the majority. But with the outgoing leadership, I think something is positive about them. They have not seen me as a threat, because like it has always been with the successors. Somebody coming in, you may feel threatened and you may want to bring them down. But with the outgoing leadership, I think I need to appreciate them in that regard.
Okay.
They're always willing to offer me guidance where necessary. So which I must commend and applaud.
Do you believe personal qualities play part for someone's ability to lead?
Yes.
What are those qualities that you really bank on as a person, and you're like, these ones will help me lead this union?
The first thing is resilience, because things might not always work on your favor. But then, if you're a person that can easily be sway away by circumstances, you will not make a good leader as far as 21st century is concerned.
Yeah.
You must have that resilience. Two, of course, is the hard work and consistencies. Of course, resilience with consistency comes hand in hand.
Yeah,
okay. The second quality is, is the hard work.
Yeah.
Okay. Things are not always on a silver plate. You must put extra effort for you to achieve some things. So, yes, and personal qualities do play a big role in one, leadership kind of career. Yeah, leadership kind of.
But do you also believe that your opponent can use those your qualities to
Yes. You see, it depends on how you use them. Because and somebody's weakness might be somebody else's strength. Okay.
Exactly.
But now it depends on how you use them. If you talked about hard work, how do you approach your hardworking skill? Okay.
Yeah.
You may be working hard, by let me say, if there's a garden here, you may work hard in cultivating the whole kind of things. Okay, that is your hard work as far as a farmer is concerned. Okay, there is also hard work in any kind of different perspective. So it depends on one perspective on how you can put it. Yes, somebody might be hardworking, they must have the resilience, they must be consistent in whatever thing they're doing. Yeah. So it depends on the inner personalities of that particular person.
Okay. Every leader has strengths and weaknesses. What is your strength?
Like I said, to me, what I believe are my, strength.
Yeah.
And I might have many of them, but the few that I always count on, I always appreciate myself, especially the resilient kind of thing. However, big the problem might be, I don't easily give up. I always appreciate myself. One example is when I joined Uganda in 2016, in my senior 3. You see, if you looked at my results, very poor results, to a point that some of my friends whom we came from South Sudan went back to South Sudan because the education system was not favoring them. And with me, much as my results were poor, I kept on pushing. Not until,
improved.
Yes, and I excelled academically. So that's what I always appreciate myself, the resilience. Okay?
Never give up.
I remember my first exams here in Uganda, in mathematics, I got 0.3 out of 30. That was in Panyadole Secondary School. But with time, I happened to be among the best mathematics students in this school, especially during our O-level exams.
Wow.
As we are speaking here, I can coach students in mathematics. So that tells you the type of resilience that I have. And even when I accepted the idea of also joining A-level also, most of my friends were so hesitant, and they were telling me, Mahoth, that one may not work for you. You see, given this time, people are running.
You did sciences?
Yeah, I did sciences. So, people were running, people want to go and work home, certificate. Somebody was telling me you should go for diploma, at least when you go home, you will have something that works on. But I said, no. I think there is something ahead of me that's driving me to go for this. Yes, I can go to college, but the course I'm looking for, I may not get in the college.
Yeah.
So much as I'll go for extra 2 years, let me go through. That's no problem. So that tells you of how I do value, resilience when it comes to, where the problem solving on how to tackle things.
Does that also apply to the leadership part of it?
Yes, it does. Like I said, this is a platform, that is always prone to challenges. Okay, there are always challenges. Very many of them are there. Yeah. So you need to have that, aspect of resilience within you.
And you can never run away from challenges.
You cannot. Okay.
As a young emerging leader who has just taken up this journey of leadership, we believe you have faced some of the challenges and obstacles. What is that your most difficult obstacle that you have faced as a young person?
You see, this is the challenges, and it is also one that I always don't like. Things that tend to attack personalities. Like even in the recent election that we conducted, because for you to be clear to go and run for this, you must submit in your academic credentials. Some of my opponents, and maybe together with the Electoral Commission, just calling up somewhere, they said, Mahoth has got a retake. I did not sleep that day. Because I knew myself, I've never had a retake since I started this. And I'm not even prepared to get a retake as I move on. Because I know, like, how hard is it?
So they embarked on blackmail?
That is actually blackmailing. And that kind of blackmailing that even extend to personalities is one that I don't like. I don't like the most. That's where even my emotional maturity sometimes
goes down.
Trust me.
I can react accordingly.
I can easily boil it up. Okay, it is, yeah. But then I think as I move on with time, I'll also get to overcome. The other things is also which is also a challenge as far as this leadership is concerned, especially in the young people. You see, somewhere, somehow, your fellow, the young people, will look at you, as a competitor.
Yeah.
So they may not accord you the support that you are looking for.
That's
and
right.
that, whenever you are thriving, you may seem, intimidating, to them.
Yeah.
And they may want you also they may also want to bring you down. So that one is also a challenge that, young leaders are also
a competition.
Among young people. And there is nowhere one may thrive without the support of the other.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, that's why I always appreciate these young South Sudanese of ours in Uganda here, that since I accepted this idea, I've received overwhelming support from them. And I think that is what has given me, courage to move on, much as I might have weaknesses somewhere, somehow.
Yeah, you've been a leader in your university in Kumba?
No.
You didn't?
Yeah.
So, but you have been a leader somewhere?
Yeah, I've been having some small leadership experience.
Okay, is there a certain decision you've ever taken that up to now you live to regret it in your course of leadership?
Yeah, you see, they are there. And as young people, we learn by trial and error.
Yeah, trial and error, exactly.
You try this, if it doesn't work, you change. If it works, you keep on. But I don't think there is a major thing that I regret. Whatever thing, whether it was a mistake or it was not a mistake, is what has molded me to the person that's in front of you now. If it was a mistake, I was able to change. I'll also change through. But there are many of them. There are a lot of mistakes that I've done so far. Many of them.
As a young person.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Do you believe that these students' association or students' unions have played a role in shaping future leaders?
Yeah, indeed. The first thing that I appreciate this kind of leadership is the kind of networking. Okay. Like for me, I'm from Unity State. That is a state in the northern part of South Sudan. But if you looked up my close friends now here in Uganda, I have across the country, not only South Sudan, even beyond.
Yeah.
Okay. So students' kind of leadership playing very important role in uniting our diverse intellectuals. Okay. Yeah. We are creating, networking. I'm sure by the time I go to South Sudan, I will have, one person from there to say, yes, Mahoth can do this very well. And I like that one so much. Two is the experience itself.
Yeah.
Where do you think you will go and get experience if not from here? So student leadership also is shaping our experiences as far as leadership is concerned. Okay. Second, it is also helping us. It is also helping us, solving our own problems. And on top of that, it is also giving us a platform to supplement on the good things that our government is doing.
Yeah.
For example, if our government is banking on uniting our people, as a student, we also have a role to make sure that unity is achieved. Okay? It's still in the things to do with fight against illiteracy. Okay? We as student, as university student, we use our student leadership, to fight that kind of illiteracy, either through advocacy or through real teaching. Like one of also my goal this year is to go to refugee camp and teach things like, since 2013 up to now, it has been a good number of years. There are South Sudanese students which are born in refugee camp. They may not know our national anthem.
10 good years.
They may not know how to draw our map.
Yeah, of their country.
Of our country.
Yeah.
Those are, essential part of, of a good citizen.
Yeah.
Okay. So my leadership is also embarking on those. We will offer such kind of, free trainings to our
those
children, for them to know our national anthem, our moms, and other forms of nationalisms, things that bind us together, and that will also create some kind of unity within us. Yes, because if we cannot sing the same anthem, I'll show you that we're in the same country.
Okay. What advice or do you give a young person or who wants to take up or to move into your steps as a young leader, who wants to join the journey of leadership?
The first advice is to encourage them that everything is possible as long as you know what you want. The future is very bright. No one will ever tell you that you cannot make it. Whoever is telling you that
you're one of those people that believe the word impossible doesn't
there's nothing like being impossible. Like nothing like being impossible. Okay. Like when I joined my A-level studies, many of my friends were telling my brother, you regret that decision. They were mentioning names of people who went to A-level and none of them even get a single principal pass. I was like, okay then, this must also be a courage itself for me to if I'm the first person to go through, then let me go through. Okay? Yeah. I went through, I did my PCM, and I got my 14 points. Wow. Okay? Yes. So now those who were telling me that I couldn't make it, I think will find a reason. Either to create on what they were telling me, or not to try to limit somebody's dream in the future. Okay. So as a young person, never succumb to advices that are limiting your potentials as a human being. Okay, as a human being. Whether you are an orphan, whether you don't have the necessary support, trust me, the majority of our world leaders, or great men and women that history has recorded, are people who went through hardships. Okay? And I'm sure the world is celebrating them right now. So to that young person outside there, believe on your capabilities. All you need is hard work. You work hard. Whether you are in P7, you are in Senior 4, you are in A-level, you are in university, just work hard, focus on that things. Okay? Yes. Use the resources within your disposal, because there is no way you will lack opportunities. Okay? There are very many. You just need to identify them. You will be able to get such opportunities. Okay? So to young people, the future is bright.
Okay. Girls are married off at a very young age. Girls in refugee camps. In Africa, actually, that is a common practice. So how are you going to handle this issue, or how are you going to help those young girls who still want to go to school, but then the families where they are coming from, they don't believe in educating the girl child?
Trust me, in our country, South Sudan, girl child marriage, is very threatening, kind of practice. Because even itself, it is threatening our democracy as well. It is threatening, our progress moving forward as a country. In my own village, my own cultural kind of setting, girl will be married off, as early as 12, 11, even 13 years. Factors, that always led to that are always being driven from poverty. That parents do view their daughters as a source of wealth. So the moment they see you somehow okay, they will marry you. They don't even care whether the one that they're giving her to is somebody that will be responsible or not. All they want is cows and getting well. And history has proven that it is so dangerous. To the girls,
actually in Uganda
to the girl's life, and even to the parents. Because let's say, for example, if the girl maybe died just because they cannot withstand the pressure of pregnancy and even giving birth. If they die, automatically the man will come and take back his cow.
Oh, that's how it's done?
That's how it's done. You are not aware of that. Now, who is in loss? Of course, the parents. You have lost your daughter. You also lost the wealth that you were looking for. Okay? Yes. Now, I think our student leadership have a great role to play in this, to supplement on the existing government effort in fighting child marriage or gender inequalities. Okay? One of them, like one I have, we will have campaigns. Okay? Maybe a quarterly campaign after 3 months, maybe after 2 months to refugee camp. Sensitize our population on the importance of girl-child marriage. I mean the importance of girl child education. Okay, there are disadvantages of early marriage or forced marriage. Okay, we will tell them, you know, examples of young ladies, young women who are thriving because their parents allow them, you know, to pursue their academic dreams. Because where we are heading, I don't believe that women will just be in the household looking after children, bathing them, cooking, all this. They have a great part that we will play in nation building.
Yeah.
And for a country to achieve its full of maximum potential, it is only if they utilize the strength of women and girls.
Okay. Oh God. You see, when the discussion is ending, we really want to relax a bit and we bring the fire down. And I am just getting a question that we would have asked in the first hour, but nevertheless I will ask it. It is coming in from South Africa, from Richard is asking, what is the role of student unions towards shaping the kind of leadership and democracy in the country?
Yeah. Like I've been saying, students are the youth themselves. And the youth are the students. Like if you look at our young population across Uganda here, 90% of them are in school, either primary, secondary, or even in university. So if you look at that population, they have a great role to play as far as leadership and democracy is concerned. Okay? Yeah. The first thing is to find our own ways to participate in governance. Okay? Yeah. I don't believe in these things of big people telling young people that politics is dirty, don't come and be part of politics.
Politics is
they are just trying, to scare us away. Because politics is decision making. Yeah, true. Decision making on matters that affects the society. So for us to contribute, to participate in things that affects our society, we must learn leadership skills for us to be relevant or to offer value to any kind of platform that we may undertake to. Yeah. So trust me, a student must play a very important role in ensuring democracy as far as our country, South Sudan, is concerned and the whole Africa. And that role is start from your university. Okay? Yeah. If the university policies are not favoring you, you start from there. Engage the university administration to enact policies that are favorable. Yeah. You start from your own village. If young girls are being married off at early age, is there anything you can do? Yes. Of course, we cannot go and fight them. But if there is a platform for you to voice on such kind of concern, use them. Yeah. It starts from your district, if you are in Uganda or in South Sudan, start from your area. Okay? Yeah. If it is health awareness, okay, you don't need a kind of big platform to issue health messages. Okay, such as. So I believe student leadership has got a major role to play in as far as the country's leadership or democracy is concerned.
Okay. What's that message of hope that you're taking to our brothers and sisters in South Sudan? Not in Uganda now, but in South Sudan.
In South Sudan, what I always tell them, which to me I believe is the message of hope, is that despite the challenges our country is facing, despite the tribalism, despite the corruption, despite a lot of things, there is always a light the other side of the tunnel. And it depends on what we do. Yeah. I always tell our young people, yes, our current leaders are not doing what is expected of them. But still, that also should tell us that much of the work that is needed for our country to move forward is in us. Okay, is in us. So, to our young people there in South Sudan, don't wait for anyone to come and tell that you need to love the other people from the other tribe. It will not happen. Because I've just also realized that some leaders are just thriving out of our division. Yeah. So they should not wait for any politician to come and tell them that you need to do this, you need to love this, you need to teach your young ones, you need to teach your neighbors how to read and write. Nothing like that. I always tell them that it is not the future of our country that is in us. Even today's affairs are also on us. Okay, are also on us. If you get access to social media, yes, it is enough. The world has known South Sudan of corruption, tribalism, killings, and all this. It is also high time now that we also use social media to preach
to change the narrative.
positive kind of thing that will change the narrative. Because there are a lot of things in our country that we also need to use social media, the world to know about.
Yeah, because most of the times when you say South Sudan, people know you.
Yeah, Even South Sudan itself, it is war, it is fighting, it is violence, tribalism and all this. True, such has been there. Okay? We have lamented enough. Everybody is aware of the challenges.
Yeah.
Now let's focus on the solutions. At your level, at your capacity, what do you think you can do to minimize on these challenges? If it is corruption, if you have been entrusted with student leadership, like I am, am I able to utilize the resources? Okay, to utilize the resources so that everyone benefits.
Yeah.
Okay, because as we are crying of the issues at home, we are also implementing the same issues here. Like I've been saying, corrupting student fund, voting somebody just because they are your tribe mate.
Yeah.
Okay, fighting or you don't want to accept election results. That's also dictatorship. If you're being given the leadership, you also want, to circle yourself with your close, family members. That is nepotism.
Yeah.
Okay? Only that they are on a small scale, they are given the nature of student leadership. Okay? So that is the message I always give to my fellow South Sudanese students, whether here or even at home. Yes, the world is aware of our challenges. Everybody. Go to Google, just say South Sudan. It will start giving you the challenges.
Yeah.
Now, can we also reflect, we see, what are those things that we can do at our capacity to minimize on those challenges? Yes, our capacity, we cannot build roads, we cannot build schools, we cannot build hospitals.
Yeah.
Those are beyond our jurisdiction.
Yes.
But I think there are small things that we can do. Okay? Go to refugee camp, go and tell somebody that you can protect yourself from coronavirus or from Ebola like this. You don't need good funding for you to do such. You don't need office. You don't need a budget for such. Okay? During holidays, go to refugee camp. Go and coach those students, whether in P7 or in Senior 4. You don't need funding. Like I've been doing that, I never had funding anywhere. Love your colleagues from other tribes, as you did yourself. You don't need funding to do that.
Yeah.
Okay? You don't need funding to do that. Those are the things I believe as a capacity student we can do, as part of the solution to the problem that are existing. And that is my message that I always give to my fellow students, either here in Uganda or even at home.
You talked about the leaders in South Sudan are not doing what they are supposed to do. Have you been able to engage them? I mean, to show them the side of the tunnel that, you've not done this, but then this is helping our people, they're benefiting from such and such a program. Yeah.
I never had the opportunity to engage, as many as they have, but I've always engaged with those that I'm connected to, either as maybe family relative who happens to be in leadership positions. I always tell them what is expected out of them, okay? I always tell them, look, the world is advancing. Yeah. And we are part of the world, we are part of the global village, okay? There are practices that are of, long time ago that we don't need, to have as soon as possible. Two is that, like, let's say, for example, because what's happening in our country now, oil, that is the petroleum, is the major source of, government revenue. Yeah. And the money also generated from that sector are not effectively used. I always tell them, as a petroleum engineer, this petroleum or even oil itself is a non-renewable, kind of resources. Yeah. It will finish after some time. I always tell our leaders, now that it is thriving, can you use the resources that you are getting from this sector to diversify other sectors that may, let our country to move forward, even if this oil is done. Yeah. That could be agriculture, that could be education sector, that could be health, and other sectors of governance. Okay, so I've always been having this kind of conversation, but of course it's only between those that I connect to. They might be my friend, maybe close associate, like that. But never had the opportunity to engage our country leadership. And I look forward for this kind of student leadership, to be a platform, so that I also tell them what is expected of them.
We've had people before Farida comes in, people who believe that, serving or working for people, you need to have a leadership position. You need to hold a position for you to be able to serve or to do something productive, to help a certain group of people, but to help a number of people. Do you believe that?
I don't believe on that. With leadership, You don't necessarily need to have a title for
You don't need an office, you don't need
you
a
don't
position.
need office, you don't need position, you don't need a
You
title.
you don't need to be Mr. President.
No.
To help the South Sudanese students in
Of course, there are advantages. Of course, there are advantages attached, to you maybe having a position, because at least that will give you a platform or a leverage maybe to reach to somebody. Like, let's say, for instance, if I don't have the title, much as you may have that leadership, kind of passion in you, but you may not be in position to partner maybe with an organization, because how do an individual partner with an institution?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, those are the the advantages of you having a title, maybe leading an institution.
Yeah.
But real leadership, which I always define, as leaving your own problem to solve other people's problems.
Yeah.
You don't need, the title for that.
Okay.
You don't need, like for myself. I've been coaching refugee students for some good time.
Okay.
I never had that title.
You never had a
president.
never had a
Bawa,
position.
okay.
Yet.
I always get myself, tell them to bring shocks. We get school around here. I teach them. Okay. That is already leadership. So whoever is outside that is waiting
To get a position.
for him or her to deliver, I think they're getting it wrong. You start from where you are, because that leadership kind of thing that is within you at your level will be able to change something small.
Okay, as we come to the end of our show, I really want to give in my apologies for the poor network. Sometimes do things out of our capacity or out of what we can do. Sometimes, we just can't do anything about it. But you can find this same show on YouTube. It will not be having the problem that it has had today on Facebook. As we conclude, we end our programs on a lighter note. Mr. President, you're going to tell us what you enjoy doing in your free time and then give your closing remarks.
Yeah, what I enjoy doing in my free time, not necessarily free time, what I enjoy the most is reading.
Supposing you are not doing any leadership roles, you are in your free time. I want to, to mention your free time.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. That what I enjoy the most.
Leading.
Especially when I'm alone. Not leading, when I'm alone.
Yeah.
Is reading, okay?
Reading.
Yeah,
okay.
it's reading. Like,
you don't listen to music, or you don't play soccer, you don't watch soccer?
I'm a good fan of music.
Okay.
I'm a good fan of music because it refreshes sometimes.
But you do a lot of reading.
Yeah, but I do.
What genre do you normally listen to?
I always listen to this kind of motivating songs that will encourage you.
Do you listen to some?
I thought you were going to say hip hop, reggae, and all that.
Yeah. There's some bit of that. There's some bit of it.
Okay. Do you enjoy some Ugandan songs?
Yeah, I do.
Like which one in particular?
My favorite Ugandan artist is the late Muzeredio.
Which particular song?
Like sometimes I don't even understand Uganda, but I just get myself.
But you just enjoy it.
Yeah, I just find myself.
Just enjoy. Your closing remarks.
Loving his music. My closing remark is, first of all, is to once again, offer my sincere thanks to both of you for always the interactive kind of discussion. Because sometimes if the discussion is not interactive and lively, you may not bring out the best within you that you want to communicate. So thank you so much for that, and I look forward to that kind of platform for always to be there. Like I said in the beginning, not only for myself, even other young people outside there. Okay. To my fellow South Sudanese students here, I want to say thank you so much for entrusting me to be your leader this year. And trust me, like I always said, you will not regret, having me as your leader. It will be a collective kind of leadership, not just myself.
It will not be a personal thing.
And like I have been mentioning throughout the interview, is that it is not the future that lies in us. Even today's issues also lies in us.
Yeah.
So we need to use whatever resources that is within our disposal to effect the highly needed change that they want in our country, in our region, or even the continent as a whole. So thank you so much for tuning in from your different places, and I hope you picked out something in this discussion. Yeah. And I would also love to hear your questions and for us to provide solutions for such kind of challenges. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. It has been a pleasure having you again in that position as Mr. President. We shall still host you again along your journey as the President of the Union to tell us some of the achievements, because you already have your roadmap. So we really want to know how far you have gone with what you had said. But it has been an engaging discussion. We really hope you who have been listening in have picked a for one or two things from him. You can still get the some things and apply them in whatsoever position you are, in whatever capacity. I think I should lead Lillian to get us away from here.
My outstanding point that he has made, it's about the strength that he has, and that is resilience. I mean, resilience is key. Whenever you think of giving up, just remember the journey that you've taken, and then the challenges you've faced, and then
the reasons why you started.
The reasons as to why you started. So resilience is key in life. So I urge you all, I mean, to copy a leaf from what he has said, and then you could apply it in your daily life. Thank you so much for tuning in. At 11 a.m. in the morning, we're going to be having Professor George Wilson Kanyihamba. It's going to be the Mighty Drive Extra. He's going to be talking about or elaborating about the Constitution, about the Ugandan Constitution. There's a lot that we need to know about this Constitution. So be part of that discussion with Mr. Norman Tomohimbi. So that is at 11 a.m. It's going to be live on our Facebook pages. That is the Alternative Uganda and Digitalk TV. So tune in so that you get to know, or you get to learn about Uganda's constitution and a lot of issues to do with the law. So be part of that show at 11 a.m. Don't miss. I would like to thank the team that we've worked with today. In the control room, Mr. Mokose Arnold Anthony, and then Kato Tomasime. Thank you so much for working. And then the princess herself, Farida Bikobede, thank you too for working. I would like to wish you a good day. By the way, don't miss at 7 p.m. in the evening. We have the Afro-Caribbean link, so you don't have to miss what they are going to be talking about today. Have a wonderful day. Good morning.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.